Hi guys, it's been a long time and I'm trying not to look at myself. I have to remember to look at the camera. I'm on my phone. So anyways, it's been a really long time, and while I don't really think anybody's been wondering where's Kristen on YouTube, um, I took a little break and I will probably explain that later in a video, but I just wanted to get this one done today because I got a special package in the mail last week while my family and I were on vacation. Yes, we went on vacation. I was so excited. We went to Florida for a whole week. We visited Hollywood Studios, and I really want to make a video out of that, but I am not really good with editing. So if any of you guys know a good program for PC that makes editing simple, but looks really good, let me know. I'm not really good at video editing. Anyways, I got a package in the mail, so I won't show you the address, but this is a package with yarn that I ordered from my cousin Mandy with Mandy's Makings. So, and normally I would do anything that has to do with yarn or crafts or whatever. I am planning to incorporate that into a weekly little segment here called the Weekly Stitch. I think I had planned to do it last year and then it didn't happen. So this would normally be in that, but I don't really have anything prepared for that little segment yet. And we will get there. I'm trying to get back into this because I just like sharing with you guys. I like sharing my love of tea. I like sharing my Scentsy. I like sharing my love for crafts, which I haven't really shared my crafts on here much, but I do want to start doing that. But I thought I would get this out of the way because this deserves a post all on its own. So I got yarn, like I said. I love yarn. I have been crocheting since I was 12. Never learned to knit because it looked scary to me. So I learned to crochet when I was 12, and I didn't really use it much because I thought, oh, people are going to think I'm lame, because this is like something old ladies do. And then about 15 years later, I was on bed rest with my fourth child. And I was like, I need something to do. So I went to Walmart and I grabbed some yarn and I grabbed a little pattern booklet and I made her a blanket. And ever since then, I was like, oh, I love crochet. Why have I stepped away from it for so long? This is fun, And I dove right into it, and I never stopped until about 4 years ago. And I just took a little break because at that point I had like a little crochet business, and I was selling stuff and I was taking orders, and I got so overwhelmed with orders that I was just like to the point where I was like, I don't want to crochet anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And I just quit cold turkey, like just stopped. Put my yarn down. My yarn sat on my shelf forever. It collected dust. I felt so bad for it. I felt bad for all the yarn that was just sitting there being neglected. And then last year when, it was in the midst of everything, or I guess 2 years ago, people were picking up hobbies, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I had been following a few podcasts, they were mainly knitting podcasts, even though I couldn't knit. I would watch like Crazy Sock Lady. I think there was a Yarn Hoarder I can't say that so fast. A Yarn Hoarder podcast, Grocery Girls podcast. There was one called Cherry Pearls. There's a few of them that I would just follow, and I was like, oh, I really want to knit, and like that's all I wanted to do. Like I had a whole Pinterest board of when I learned to knit, like patterns I wanted to use. So I followed them for a little bit, and then I just kind of stopped doing anything with knitting, with following knitting. I stopped doing crocheting. I tried to get into some other crafty things, and I guess my heart's just with yarn. So I came back and I was like, I really want to crochet again. I'm good at crocheting, not to toot my own horn, but I'm good at crocheting. It's something I love to do. It's something people, associate with me, not just tea. They associate me with yarn because I've done it so much, like I've crocheted so much. So last year, actually, like my cousin Mandy, who is Mandy's Makings, she's been dyeing her own yarn for a little bit now, And she has this whole business. It's what she does is so good. She's just got the biggest heart. I know that a percentage of her sales from all of her yarn, I think she was doing some handmade items too. A percentage of sales goes to something called the A21 campaign, which helps out victims of human trafficking. So she just, you know, she's always doing stuff for them, and just, she's great. She's awesome. So, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her and that side of my family in just a bit. But I follow her on Instagram. She's big on Instagram. I am going to link her shop and her Instagram in the description of this video. But I noticed that she had collabed with Crazy Sock Lady, and they did this whole summer sock camp series. She provided yarn, you know, for it, or, you know, she was one of the yarn dyers who you could buy yarn from to, you know, work your summer sock camp projects. And I was like, I want to learn how to knit socks. Like, I was just like, if I don't learn how to knit anything else, I want to learn how to knit socks, because everybody's socks looks like so much fun. And then she posted again at the beginning of this year. She would share other makers, you know, post about how many pairs of socks they made throughout the year. And I was just like, look how fun they are. They're fun colors and fun stitch designs, and I want to learn how to knit socks. So I actually went, here, let me grab something real quick. I actually went to Hobby Lobby and I grabbed myself some yarn. It's just a little thing of sock yarn. And then I got some needles, but those needles were not good. I went online and had to get me some better needles. And so I've been knitting on this sock cuff for several weeks now. I'm quite proud of myself, even though this side is like really jacked up and I've messed up stitches and stuff. It just, I'm like, whatever, I'm leaving it. It's my first sock, whatever. This side doesn't look half bad. You can see where I've kind of missed some. It's basically the cuff of a sock, and it's supposed to be knit one, purl one. And sometimes I may have switched them up, so you can kind of tell where they're weird. But I started and I was excited, and I'm still excited. I work on it here and there, like one row at a time, every couple of days. But I thought, let me just use some store-bought yarn. I don't want to get anything really nice yet until I know I can knit. I mean, I can do crochet socks too, but there's just something about knitting that I just wanted to try. I love watching people knit. I think it's really cool. Instagram, there's like all these like videos of people knitting, and I'm just like, that looks so neat. So anyways, I've been wanting to buy some of Mandi's yarn for a while now. Just haven't gotten around to it. I'm trying to do well where, like before, when I would buy yarn, I would just buy yarn because it was pretty. I didn't really have anything in mind, although I would tell people all the time, yeah, I have something in mind for that. You know, I didn't want it to feel like I was just a yarn hoarder. So I would say, yeah, I have something in mind, and I probably wouldn't. So I'm making sure that if I buy yarn, I have a project in mind, because I don't want it to sit, because like I said, the last yarn, it got dusty and it wasn't good. You know, I was like, oh, all that yarn, you know, I know I can wash it and everything, but that's very, so time consuming. So anyways, I've been wanting to order yarn from her. I haven't really had a project in mind. I knew that if I ordered it, it would just sit. So finally I bit the bullet and I was like, I just have to. So she released this yarn, and this is going to be special, not just because it's yarn, not just because it's hers, but the colorway is special too, and I will tell you why. It has to do with that side of my family. So this is her Endymion yarn. Endymion is basically, if you're familiar with New Orleans and Mardi Gras and whatnot, you know, Mardi Gras, these are Mardi Gras colors. And look how pretty, oh, there's some paper. She had it wrapped up really pretty, and so I have paper on it still. But it's just the pretty, this like teal green and the purple, and it, you know, there's a little bit of like, looks like some yellows in there. It's so soft, and it smells good, and it's just so good. So I ordered this yarn, and I ordered it a little late. I did not get like the sock base, but I was like, I don't care, I'm buying yarn anyways. So she messaged me because she knows how bad I want to knit socks, and she's like, that's not a great base for knitting socks, you know. And I was like, well, it's fine, it's cool, you know, like I didn't care, you know. I just wanted some of this really pretty yarn because it has meaning to me. So, she gave me some hints on some shawls that I can make with this, some little one skein shawls. So I thought that was awesome. Thank you, Mandy, for that. I'm probably going to wait till I'm better with knitting so I can knit a shawl, because the pattern she sent me for knitting, the crochet pattern she sent me was really pretty too. But the pattern she sent me for knitting is just, I don't know, there's something about the stitches, just looks really, really pretty, and I just want to do it like that. So that's the yarn that I purchased. Well, she's so sweet, you guys. She knows how bad I want to knit socks. So this is her, so here's her logo, her little card, making a difference, one handcrafted gift at a time, Mandy's makings, and then she wrote me a little note on the back. Now her mission, I will read her mission. It says to provide high quality handcrafted items to our valued customers at a reasonable cost while bringing awareness to human trafficking and giving back to those affected. Again, just, I mean, big heart. She's always had a big heart. Her whole family. She gets it from her mom. They get it from their mom. You know, just, you know, everybody. So I opened the package and I knew I had only bought one thing of yarn. She also sent me one of her sock sets, you guys. So this one is Making Spirits Bright. I guess it's from like her Christmas collection. So generally, if you're not familiar with knitting and knitting socks, I mean, you can make them all one color, but one of the fun things about knitting socks is a lot of people will do like the body of the sock in like one color, and then they'll use like a coordinating color, coordinating, contrasting, whatever, for like heels, toes, cuffs, you know, any of that combination. So you guys, how sweet was that? And she even said, she's like, here's a sock set you can play around with and knit socks. Love you. And she's like, I just know how bad you're wanting to learn how to knit. So I do want to play around with it, but I'm like, no, I'm going to wait till I know how to knit. So this is what I'm going to practice on. And when I'm really good at it, I'm going to knit my first pair of socks out of this right here. So that was so sweet of her. But the real significance in this is, so she is not my cousin biologically. Her mom is my dad's sister. My dad is technically my stepdad, but to me, he's just been my dad. My mom met him when I was five or six, and you know, they were together for a while. They're still not together though, unfortunately, but he's still my dad, you know. And I think that's just what I love so much about that side of my family. My mom's family, you know, I love my mom's sisters, my aunts on that side, my cousins on that side. I've spent a lot of time with them. Whereas the side of the family that Mandy is on is my dad's side of the family. I've not spent a lot of time with them. You know, they're from New Orleans, so that's what makes this super significant, the whole Mardi Gras theme and everything. I grew up just, you know, with a lot of New Orleans influence. I wasn't born there, you know, I know that. But in my whole life, you know, I've always embraced New Orleans, the food, the whole atmosphere of having fun, and you know, and then, you know, you have my family, which is my dad and his two sisters, and then Mandy's mom, you know, Mandy has a couple of sisters, and then my other aunt, you know, or I call them my aunties. On my dad's side, she has a son, and I've just always grown up just knowing them and loving them. And I guess what makes them so special to me is thinking, oh, it's almost like they chose me, because we don't have to be connected anymore. My dad, you know, my dad and my mom are no longer together. You know, my mom is my biological mom, so of course I'm going to be connected to her and her side of the family. But there's nothing saying I have to be connected to my dad's side of the family, or that they have to be accepting of me, but they always have. Like, they have always treated me like I was born right into the family. My you know, his sisters, my aunties, they've just always been so sweet to me. They just love on me all the time. My papa was amazing when he was alive. Like, it's so funny. Like we were driving the other day coming back from our trip and going through the country, and I saw all of these like old cars, and I was like, oh my goodness, Papa would say, let's go treasure hunting. Those are some treasures out there. Like, things like that, you know, make me think of him. He was a huge football fan. He loved his Saints. Every time the Saints play and when they win, I'm just like, Papa is smiling down, you know. And then my granny, oh my goodness, my granny, she could light up a room with her smile. Just her whole presence was amazing. And I mean, she and I, we shared a connection, and that she had cancer, I had cancer. She always checked on me during my cancer. She lived way beyond what the doctor said she was going to live. And then when she finally passed, she told me, you're healthy now, your cancer's gone, I know that you're going to be okay. And sorry. And so that is just, it's just like I've always felt so connected to this family. Even though I wasn't born into the family, they feel more, I just feel more related to them than anybody else I'm related to. It's just because they've always shown me so much love, you know? And so that's why anytime I see anything, I will talk about, like, people think I'm from New Orleans because I talk about it so much. I'm like, no, not at all. I'm a South Carolina girl. You know, my mom and I, though, we would leave my mom's work 5 o'clock in the afternoon, hop in the car on a Friday afternoon, drive to New Orleans to see my dad and his family. It was a 14-hour drive, and this is back in the days of no cell phones, no GPS, no nothing. We would sleep in rest areas. Like, it was so dangerous, but it's just because we just, you know, and we always felt so invited and so close and so loved by my dad's side of the family. So that's why when I see anything in Mardi Gras colors, I'm just like, oh my goodness, you know. I mean, I decorate, you know, I like to decorate in green and gold and purple and stuff like that. I wear it. I do my nails in it. My husband's like, can't we just drink normal coffee? And I'm like, no, we have to drink Cafe du Monde coffee. And I mean, there's just so many things, you know, that it just, I feel like if it can make me feel connected to them, I do it, you know. I mean, just so many things. So that's why, I mean, will be a Mandi's Making customer for life, I'm sure. But this particular yarn, it just, I was like, I have to have it. I have to. So, anyways, that is the significance of my Mandi's Making yarn. If you love to knit and crochet or do anything with yarn, especially hand-dyed yarn, please check her out. She's just a beautiful person, gorgeous, you know, just inside and out. And yeah, you won't be sorry. I mean, the yarn is so good. It's squishy and soft and beautiful. And I mean, just look at all the colors. So you will be seeing these in projects in the future. I'm not sure how near in the future, but you will. So anyways, that's my first video back. There will be more because I'm looking forward to sharing lots of great things with you guys. And for now, though, that is it. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Please check out Mandi's Makings, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.